Hello, everyone. Howdy, folks. What's going on? All the usual intros for the final one of 2025. Welcome to the Unqualified Film Bros podcast. Again, for the last time this year, it is one of our favorite episodes of the year. We are counting down to the new year with our favorite movies of 2025. Whole bunch of other stuff on the agenda to get to today. But we want to start by welcoming Ben back. Ben, we missed you last week. Hope you're all doing all right over there. We missed you last week. We're glad to have you back.
Yeah,
Looking forward to the new
thanks.
year.
You
Uh,
missed George talking about saying good things about Avatar.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I was gushing about James Cameron.
Wow. What
So,
an episode to miss.
well, it's on the channel if you want to give it a watch. Um, so we are going to start as we often do with this episode. This is the fifth time we've done this now. We're going to be counting down. Before we get to the movies that we loved this year, we're going to be counting down the movies that we missed this year. So I didn't preset an order for the three of us. But why don't we say for the ones we missed, Ben, why don't you go first, then me, and then Max?
All right.
All right. And this is all three at once?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all three of what you missed.
Well, I haven't seen Hamnet, um, which I've heard is very good. Marty Supreme is coming up. I know it's already out, but I haven't seen it before the episode, so that's on there. And Sentimental Value. So I think those are a solid three. There were a lot of good movies this year, so there are more I could have put, but
Yeah. It's a good year.
Sure. Me next, right?
Hmm.
I guess so.
Um, we overlap on two of them, Ben. So, um, the two are Marty Supreme, which I almost saw earlier today, but decided to see The Housemaid instead because we're doing both of them next week. So wanted to get that one over with first. However, I think Marty Supreme
Ouch.
might have made my top five, so now I'm regretting that a little bit. Um, Housemaid did not. You will not hear me mention that movie again for the rest of the episode. Um, Hamnet also, just everything I've heard about Jesse Buckley and Paul Mescal, supposed to be tremendous. Very excited. I think we're doing that in a couple weeks, so we'll make that happen.
Mhm.
And then Rental Family. It was a really, really high concept movie for Brendan Fraser, looking at an industry that I'm not really familiar with over in Japan. Always love watching Brendan Fraser, and I think this is his first big project, like in a leading role since The Whale. And he's getting a lot of buzz for it, so looking forward to seeing that in the new year.
Yeah, I love to hear more about Brendan Fraser. Always nice to see his name. All right, my top three missed out on. Ben, you and I overlap on one, Sentimental Value. I've heard just unbelievable things about it. I'm sure we may be able to sneak that one onto the pod once it hits streaming, hopefully. But I just haven't gotten to see it. No Other Choice is my second one. These are in no particular order, but I love Rose Byrne. And nice to see
Getting
her.
a lot of buzz.
Yeah, nice to see her getting some buzz as well, especially for a movie this time and not just I think it was Glow, the Apple TV show that she's supposed to be great in too. But always like seeing her name. And then Eddington, that one has just been on my radar for a long time. I I don't know if it's any good, but it looked interesting enough. And COVID movies are always going to be interesting, especially as we get further and further away from it. So something to put on maybe this weekend.
For sure. Um, yeah, that was a summer release that I think we had on the schedule, but then things being what they were, I think we had to take it off. But
Yeah, it was a crazy summer, so we got booked up.
and get ready for next summer. Oh boy. Um, all right. So as we move forward here, we before we talk about the best, we have to talk about the worst. So let's go.
Let's say least favorite. Wouldn't say worst.
Yeah, you're
It
right.
seems so
We're
mean.
doing we're doing top we're doing top five favorites, so we should do least favorite, not worst picture. Um,
Hmm.
So Ben, why don't you pick the order this time?
Uh, should I just go first again?
All
Why
right.
don't we just keep the
All
order?
right,
Yeah,
let's
that's
keep the
fine.
order.
That
We
makes
don't
it
need to
easy.
complicate it.
All right.
Yeah.
My least favorite was Honey Don't. I did not enjoy that one. So
Ditto.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that I didn't watch. I'm disappointed in myself. I think I'm gonna finish the year at like 43 or 44 new releases. I topped 50 last year. I didn't watch anything really terrible this year, which I'm kind of proud of myself for. Honey Don't was just wildly disappointing. I think we all wanted it to be better, especially with Margaret Qualley and Chris Evans. But it just, I did not enjoy watching it in the theater. And then the episode that we did on it was not a great conversation.
No.
No,
That was my least favorite of the year too.
That was a rough one. Mine is I actually did watch, I think, what was a bad movie this year. It was Jurassic World Rebirth. That was
oh,
something I threw on with my mom right before Christmas, just, to watch something, and it was it was not good. It was better than Jurassic World Dominion, I will say that. The reason
that's a
being
low
we actually
bar.
get dinosaurs in this one.
Yeah.
That is true. And Scarlett Johansson is good enough. Jonathan Bailey is good enough, but could not have cared less about any of the characters. Gareth Edwards continues to do well with a budget and making things look good at least. But that's about it.
Yeah, not not a terrible year for movies, but there were a couple of duds. Um, we're gonna hit a whole spectrum of movies on the pod, so they're not all gonna be winners.
No,
Though in 2026 they might all be winners. We got a really 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 fucking great slate next year.
good
Well,
ones.
not all of them are going to be winners.
I know Ben's really looking forward to the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Mhm.
That's
I've
That's
heard
gonna
you say that. Yeah, it's true.
that's gonna be his most anticipated for next year once we get there. Um, all right. So
Dune Key Kong.
before we get to counting down our top 5 movies of the year, we got to show some love to our honorable mentions. I don't know how many you guys have. I have 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I just did
agree.
three.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess we could call these 6, 7, 8. If you want to count them down, count them up, whichever way you want to go. Ben,
Mine
I guess.
aren't in an order, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I had Left-Handed Girl because I thought that was a great movie. Wake Up Dead Man. It's one of the best that I've seen from Ryan Johnson since the original Knives Out. Um, and Begonia, which I really enjoyed, but wasn't good enough to not. I feel like my top five have been set for a while now,
Hmm.
just because I really like them as movies. Not that they're the best, but they're my favorite.
Oh, my turn. Uh,
Yes, that was three.
so my honorable mentions also in no order. Um, The Long Walk. We did 3 King adaptations this year. I think we all agreed that that was far and away the best one. Um,
Oh, Life of Chuck was really good too.
Life of Chuck was also really good. I liked The Running Man also. So
Yeah, but it's not in the same plane. It's
agreed. Um, but yeah, Long Walk was really really fucking good. Great performances, great execution of the King concept. Um, and then I've got the first Marvel movie I will mention today. A little spoiler for you guys. Fantastic Four: First Steps
Mhm.
is another honorable mention. Matt Shackman created a great world. We got a great chase sequence in the second act. Cast chemistry was off the charts. Really looking forward to seeing more of that family dynamic in the MCU moving forward. And then my last honorable mention, way back at the beginning of the year, Steven Soderbergh's Black Bag.
Wow. Yeah.
I really really enjoyed that film. Had a great viewing experience. I thought it was a really sleek spy thriller. So kind of
Yeah.
just outside the top five.
Hmm. Better than The Amateur.
That was also this year.
Yeah, it was.
That was one of the
One of
duds we were talking about.
one of those is better.
Yeah, the amateur was
Academy Award
uh,
winner Rami Malek.
Yeah. All right,
could have
I'll
been better.
go. My top three, or my, sorry, not my top three, my honorable mentions, in no particular order. Marty Supreme, I saw that on Christmas Day. It was our Christmas Day movie. Really, really good. Yeah, I won't say too much about it, since we're doing that next week, but I really enjoyed it. I think you guys will too. Should be a great conversation next week. Um, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Had to put it on there. That's a great conclusion to the Ethan Hunt saga. Or so they say. Who knows? We'll see. Ben and George
Gonna
have an
win that bet.
ongoing bet.
Gonna win
And
that bet.
we'll see. We'll see who wins. I mean, we don't know. We don't know. But well, that bet is ongoing. It doesn't look too good for
Ten,
George
10
though.
years down the line.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look too good for George, but we'll see. And then my final honorable mention is Avatar, Fire and Ash. That was unbelievable. I saw it in 3D. I didn't mention this on the episode, but I didn't realize that I didn't think I had got tickets for 3D. And so they gave me those glasses when I showed up, and I was like, "Whoa, I don't like doing movies in 3D," but it didn't, it's Avatar. It was awesome.
It's the kind of movie that
Yeah.
earns it. I also saw it in
Yeah,
3D.
it was awesome. So had to make it to the honorable mentions, but we had a lot of good movies this year, so it didn't quite sneak into my top five.
Yeah, we did have a lot of good movies this year. Um, there are so, and I feel bad about this every year. Just before we get into the top fives, is that I always go on favorites, and that
Mm.
means leaving out a lot of what I think are the actual best movies of the year. So you're not going to hear me mention some of the best movies of the year that I know you guys probably each have on your lists, but
All right,
you can probably expect that from me by now after 5 years.
that's all right. I mean, hey man, you had Dune on your list last year.
Dune was my number one movie
Yeah.
last year, and no
Yeah, that
movie.
was
I've seen plenty more from 2024 since then. No movie from 2024 has topped Dune Part Two. It is still a fucking masterpiece.
it's a good
Pretty
movie.
awesome.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm due for a rewatch too. All right, so as is tradition with our top fives, we're gonna go around, do number five, then go around, do number four, number three, number two, and then number one, counting them down, going to our top movies of the year. So our five favorites. Benjamin, your number five and why?
I have The Long Walk because, like you said, it's a very good Stephen King adaptation. I thought it was really, you know, poignant. Like it's a hard movie to watch, but it's got a lot of interesting ideas which come from the novel and come across on the screen really well.
Hmm.
I thought the cast was great. Cooper Hoffman was great. Um, and Mark Hamill. I can't get him and his stupid lines out of my head. You gotta flex that sack, boys. So yeah, number five.
Cool. My number five is the other Marvel movie I said I would mention. You already know what it is. No, I'm just kidding. Thunderbolts. It's a refreshing entry into the MCU, a really fun team dynamic. Jake Schreier does a great job directing it. The cast chemistry, again, like Fantastic Four, is really off the charts. Florence Pugh in the lead role, absolutely sensational. We'll watch anything she does always. Um, and I just think the story was more lower to the was closer to the ground, more lower, was closer to the ground than a lot of the MCU has been in the multiverse saga. And I think we're going to see this cast of characters be in a little bit more, pardon the expression, fantastic circumstances in Doomsday and Secret Wars. But for now, seeing them in this context after all of their previous entries in the MCU, it's a ton of fun. It's a really, really solid, well put together movie. and it's number
Hmm.
5.
Yeah, it's a good one. My number five is Superman. You guys know how much the character has meant to me for years and years. And you can see it in our episode if you haven't seen that yet. You can
Great
hear us
story.
talk about it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, not only is it a great kickoff to the DCU, but it's a really great adaptation of the character, right? Especially for this the time that we're living in. And yeah, I said a lot of what I needed to say about Superman on the episode, but I absolutely loved it.
I can't get over the French translation version of when Lex is like putting in the codes.
Oh, oh.
It's just oh oh the French.
I
All
agree
right.
with that. Oh, the French.
We got a good
Classic
episode.
Orson Welles line.
All right, that's the bottom rung of our top 5. Let's move up a little bit. Benjamin.
All right, number 4. Let me just make sure. Yeah, weapons is my number 4. I thought that was a great executed idea. Um, really funny while also being really terrifying.
Hmm.
I think it's a nice blend. It does, but Barbarian didn't work as much for me, like the comedy and humor. But this one really worked for me. I think it's his best movie to date. And it's a fun movie too. Like it is a horror movie, but it's very interesting the way that it sort of puts everything together. And it has a great score,
Hmm.
or I should say soundtrack, choosing a bunch of music that I like.
That's one, and I think I said this the last time it was brought up on the pod. I'm really surprised that neither of you mentioned it as a must do over the summer. We kind of just missed it.
Well,
Anyway, um,
It's streaming now. We can always add that in if we want to.
yeah.
that's okay. Um,
It is really good. I do like
so
it.
so you've said I'll probably watch it at some point. Um, I'm dipping my toe in the water.
Mhm.
Number 4, one of my favorites by this director, kind of snuck up on me with how much I enjoyed it. I did expect to enjoy it going in, but I should probably say the title, The Phoenician Scheme. Um, One of Wes's funniest movies that I've seen. Obviously, he has a great sense of humor that he works into a lot of his films. Fantastic Mr. Fox, Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom. All these movies have that very unique visual style, and the dialogue is very, shall we say, Wesian, where he has this very particular scripting style that the actors deliver, um, almost not quite deadpan or matter of fact, but kind of, yeah. Um, but I just really, really vibed with this movie. Benicio del Toro gave 2 outstanding performances this year. Um, this movie, in my opinion, chief among them. Um, but yeah, the cast is great. The visuals are great, as is the case with any Wes Anderson movie. And I just really vibed with the story. I've seen it twice now. I'm excited to see it again.
All right. My number four is Sinners. I'm sticking with the S's for my bottom two and my top five. It was, I mean, just I'm still thinking about the I Lied to You juke joint scene with Miles Caton, and then panning up through sort of the burning ceiling. I mean, unbelievable, right? And that is a film that will stick with me for a long time. It's just one of those. I think it was probably one of the better films of the year, but it still is at number four in my list, which I think speaks to the strength of this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3 for me. is 28 years later. I didn't expect to enjoy this as much as I did because the sequel, 28 Weeks, is fine, but not that good. This one is as good as the original, I would say. It's a wonderful execution by Danny Boyle. And we talked a lot about it on the episode, so I won't say too much about it, but there are just such wonderful ideas in it. There's great performance by Ray Fiennes. Um, and just a unique look at it. I feel like 28 weeks was just a little too soon, having it be 28 years later. Um, you see these like the way that people's communities have evolved and stuff. I think it's very interesting. So yeah, number three.
My number three was one of Max's honorable mentions. Probably one going into the year that y'all guessed would be my number one. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I agree with Max that it is a really terrific final entry. Yes, Ben, final entry in Ethan Hunt's story as we see the IMF go their separate ways at the end of the movie.
Never really gone. Nobody's ever really gone.
Luther's gone.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
You're right. It was off screen. But yeah, I think it has the best practical stunt work of the entire series. I think I enjoyed Dead Reckoning more. I think I enjoy Fallout and Rogue Nation more. But that just speaks to the strengths of the back half of this 8-film series, that they're all really, really fucking good. I think we get some really, really good performances from the cast. Obviously, Tom Cruise is going to be Tom Cruise, but there's emotional weight to Ethan Hunt in this movie that I think might not have been there in previous entries. Supporting cast is great. Love me some Simon Pegg, Haley Atwell. Yeah, Max, as you said about Sinners with I Lied to You, that is the scene of the year. But when I think back on the scenes of the year, a top 10 list, the biplane sequence and the submarine sequence are each in that list for The Final Reckoning. So that puts it in my top three.
Nice. Yeah. Sevastopol sequence was just ridiculous.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a great one. All right, my number three is One Battle After Another. Chock full of great performances. I mean, really top to bottom, everybody is on point. And it's a really great story and a great role for Leo. He's very funny, but at the same time a little bit pathetic, but it absolutely works. In sort of guiding us through this guy who is lost in this new world of revolutionaries and doesn't quite know where he fits in. But at the end of the day, he doesn't really care. He just wants to find his daughter, and that's a sweet story. And then you obviously have all the other Christmas Explorers Club
I believe
stuff.
she was a SEMA demon.
So there's some really great other parts of it, but sort of the main piece that I enjoyed the most was the simplicity of Leo's character's journey, Bob Ferguson's journey.
Pat Bob.
Yeah,
Love me some
loved
Pat
it.
Bob.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess it's number two for
Mhm.
me, which is funny enough, One Battle After Another. I really like the movie, same reasons as you. I thought it was one of Paul Thomas Anderson's best films. I'm a big fan of him, so I was never going to be disappointed probably, but it did live up to a lot of the hype, so I really enjoyed it.
Cool.
And George?
My number two was one of Ben's honorable mentions. Wake Up Dead Man. I think it's the better of the two Knives Out sequels. Glass Onion.
By a lot.
Glass Onion is a good movie. I will maintain that. It just lacks.
It's not bad. It's
Yeah,
just
it's not
lacking
bad.
in.
It lacks. And I think it took seeing, because my initial reaction to Glass Onion was to give it 5 stars, just because I love Benoit Blanc. But I think it took, and Ryan Johnson. But I think it took seeing Wake Up Dead Man to realize the flaws. And I said this on the episode. But it took Wake Up Dead Man for me to realize the flaws in Glass Onion, because Wake Up Dead Man is that much better. Um, I think Josh O'Connor and Glenn Close are absolutely fucking terrific. Um, Daniel Craig, what else can we say about him that we didn't say 2 weeks ago? Um, the setting is tremendous. The production design and the way it's shot, Ryan Johnson's use of color and lighting. What's not to love about Wake Up Dead Man?
Yeah. All right. My number two has already been mentioned. It's The Long Walk. I'm struggling to think of a time of a theater experience this year where I've walked out as shell-shocked as I have walking out of The Long Walk. And I think that says almost everything I need to say about The Long Walk, in this recap. It's exactly what a movie, a story should do, is make you feel something once you leave the theater. That's to me what a when I'm picking these movies is how I'm picking them is how did they make me feel when I walked out of the theater? And that is an unforgettable experience of walking out of The Long Walk and thinking, holy shit, what did I just watch? Absolutely agree with everything that was said before. I think it was Ben who said it was depressing as hell. Absolutely. But man, it is quite poignant too at almost every stage as well.
And that kind of relates to my number one, Sinners, which I just love the theater experience. It had been a while since I've seen a movie like that, with just such a unique, presentation. And the music was amazing. I love music. I love blues. I love the blues. Um, and it was funny. There were such wonderful themes in it, paralleling religion, vampirism, different types of like religious beliefs, um, and what you should use your voice for, what you are restricted by, and whatnot. It's an amazing movie, and I thought it would be my number one when I saw it, and it still is. So it's that good of a movie.
Funny, you said the same thing about Challengers last year. Um, I had forgotten by the time we did this episode last year that you had predicted Challengers would be your number one. I remembered this time that Sinners was that good for you. That was an easy call.
Did I already get number one? I can't even remember.
Yeah, you did.
Challengers?
Yeah, you
Your
did.
number one last
Yeah.
Makes
year.
sense.
Max, what
Been a
was your number one
while.
last year?
My number
Huh?
one last year. Oh my God. I can pull it up. I have it written down somewhere. Conclave.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah, Conclave is great.
Yeah.
I think I had Dune as my number two, which was the shocker.
Well, Dune was my number one last year. And my number one this year, Superman.
Hmm.
My favorite superhero ever for my entire life. Um, didn't love what we had seen from Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill. Nothing against either of them, but they didn't really understand the character the way that David Corenswet and James Gunn do.
Well, I can't say that.
I
It's
can.
a it's a character that's been around for 90 years.
I will say that this iteration uh, understands the version of the character that I have connected with my
This is
entire
more
life.
this is more Golden Age Superman.
Yes, and that is the Superman that I have just loved for 28 years. Um, I had an early access screening of this movie because I had the release circled on my calendar since last year when it was first announced as the first film in the DCU. I saw it twice in theaters. I think I've seen it twice more since then. Um, God, I just everything about it, the lived-in universe of the DCU that we get right off the bat, where the idea of like a pocket universe and metahumans is already established, so we don't have to be like, oh, this is a Superman origin story. No, we already know the origin story. We don't have to see it again. Um, the performances, the score, the visual effects, the humor of the script. Superman saying "gosh" and "golly" was just, and David Corenswet's just oozing charm and charisma in this character. Very excited for Man of Tomorrow a year and a half from now. But yeah, everything I could have asked for in a Superman adaptation happened in this movie. So it was an easy, easy choice for it to be my number one of the year.
Yeah, it's a great one. All right, my number one is Hamnet. Um, that I won't say too much. We haven't done it yet. We'll do it in a couple weeks, but man, I just talked about walking out of an experience in a theater shell shocked, and it is only topped by Hamnet. Um, say what you will about the historical accuracy and whatnot, doesn't really matter to me. Like that, it is an unbelievably harrowing story of grief and motherhood. Yes, Shakespeare is a part of it. He is there, but it's really Jesse Buckley's Agnes who is at the core emotionally and almost quite literally of the story. And so I look forward to talking about it with you guys.
I'm excited. I feel like it's not necessary to show Shakespeare's emotion as much, considering he wrote a damn play about it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited too. That's been circled on my calendar for a while.
Yeah. Bring the tissues, boys.
It's gonna be an emotional one. We know
Yeah.
that. All right, so you have our top fives of the year. 2025 has been an absolute, pardon the expression again, box office year for us. We have seen some great movies. No bad answers from any of us, I think, on our top five lists, honorable mentions. Um, good work, gentlemen. Applause.
Thank you.
Um, but yeah, before we wrap up, we do have a look forward that we can do, that we always do before we end the year, looking ahead to our most anticipated movies of 2026. So I've got three. Again, I don't know how many you guys have, but
Three.
I think we agreed on three. Yeah.
Yeah, kept it even.
Could have done more. There are so many movies
Or
coming
not
out.
even,
Yeah, there's
but
a
equal.
lot.
But we kept it to three. Ben, what do you got?
Dune 3. Dune 3, obviously. Um, Very excited for that one. I think the Odyssey is pretty much on everyone's list. I assume at least. And then obviously, 28 years later, The Bone Temple, since I love the one before so much.
Mhm.
Well, as we did with our films we missed, Ben, we overlap on two. And it's the first two.
Dune 3.
Dune 3 is, and you know, Dune Part 2 was my number one movie of last year. I think Dune Part 3 might be my top movie of 2026.
I need you to calm down because you don't know the story.
If Denis Villeneuve delivers what he's done with the first two movies, I don't think that I'm getting ahead of myself there.
You don't know how weird it gets, man.
Oh, I know how weird it gets. Trust me, Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
The Muad'Dib will deliver. I'm certain of that. Other ones that I'm looking forward to: The Odyssey, Nolan's first movie since Oppenheimer. The 5-minute little preview of the Trojan horse sequence that played before Avatar got me even more hyped for it.
Yeah, I got that too.
Um, and I bet y'all think that I'm going to say Avengers Doomsday here, but I'm not. Um, the teasers,
Not excited.
the teasers are throwing me off a little bit. I'm still excited for it, but it's not worth mentioning here.
Supergirl.
I'm not going to see Supergirl either.
Wow. All right, what is it?
My number 3 most anticipated movie for next year. You're going to fucking love this answer, Ben. Coyote vs. Acme.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
We have fought for this movie to be released for 2 years now. It's finally coming out this summer. I want to know what it is. That's what's got me so hyped about it, is that I just want to see what we've fought for. So
And
up yours.
when it comes out, the streets of LA shall reign with David Zaslav's blood.
Jesus Christ.
What is it? Ketchup Studios or something, or Mustard Studio?
Yeah.
Ketchup Entertainment.
I'm just gonna put ketchup everywhere and be like, this is David Zaslav's blood. That's what I would do. He lost this fight.
He did lose it.
He lost every fight.
They bought it for like 60 million, and it's gonna make that back in the first weekend because I'm gonna go 50 times.
Everyone's gonna go 50 times.
I will be there hour 1, hour 3, hour 5. I think it's like a 90-minute movie. So
Yep. All right, my top 3. I have the Odyssey as well, gentlemen. I think that's gonna be just awesome. I also got the 5-minute, prologue or whatever trailer on IMAX before Avatar: Fire and Ash. It was awesome. My number 2 is gonna be Werewolf. Robert Eggers coming out on Christmas Day, I believe, next year. I love Nosferatu. So I'm excited to see this adaptation. And we've got Aaron Taylor Johnson, and I think Lily Rose Depp is returning as well. So it should be great. And then number 3, I've got Clayface. I think that'll be a really interesting project for the DCU. So low budget, body
Is that a
horror.
movie? Or
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. Body horror, practical effects, and I think it'll just be great to see something different from a big
Yeah, they have
studio.
an interesting director, I think, for that one.
Yeah,
Right?
I think Mike Flanagan also wrote the script too. So he was originally attached as the director.
Yeah, it
But
was
he'd left, but he did write it, I think.
yeah, James Watkins and Mike Flanagan. Yeah, 2 horror guys. So
Yeah,
that should be fun.
so should be a lot of fun.
oh yeah.
And I think they've wrapped filming on that as of today, or not as of today, but as of this moment.
Cool.
Yeah, I hope they let them go all out. Because Marvel hired 2 horror directors for Doctor Strange, but they didn't let them go all out.
No, they did not.
Gotta let them go all out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scott Derrickson played it very, very tame for the first one, and then Raimi kind of pushed a little bit, but didn't.
I don't think that you could say that they played it tame. I think it's more that the
Marvel
studios
held the leash and pulled them back.
Yeah, they're like, all right, you could sprinkle some horror in, but this is a Marvel movie. Where are the jokes?
You guys aren't gonna believe what just happened. All right, well, that is our look back at 2025, our look forward at 2026. This ends our 4th full year and 5 years of doing the pod together.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun talking movies with you guys every week. Gives us something to do, gives us something to watch, gives us something to talk about. I like hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys like hanging out with me. And I hope you, all the viewers, enjoy hanging out with us every week. Yeah, so here's to plenty more great movies in a jam-packed 2026 slate.
Yeah.
So until then, support your local movie theater, ban AI and filmmaking, and watch some good movies. We will see you in 2026. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.